Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to episode 37 of the Trinity podcast. Right on cue, just like the announcement of Ruben Amorim earlier today. We have a new head coach at Manchester United. That is it. This is the first Trinity, yeah, of our new head coach. This is a new era. This is it now. KG, era or era?
Do you reckon they'll sing that at Old Trafford?
No.
Probably not. No,
And
I
because
don't
his
think,
name's not Ruby
no.
as well, it's Ruben. So
No, is that Ruben? Because
Ruby.
it's short. They're short. Ruben.
Ruben. It doesn't really.
I don't think everyone has the capability to go that high. You know what I mean? In terms of the vocal range.
Yeah. You never know. Football fans can surprise you, though.
I don't know about that high.
No, I don't know.
Not that high. If he goes,
yeah, but low. Yeah.
So what they're going to harmonize now. They're going to go that high, and now they're going to harmonize. That's what they're going to do.
The most they do is the always look on the bright. Dudum, 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 dudum. That's
they
like
can
the
do it.
most.
The Knights can do that, bro. The home and footy. Come on, man. The bands in that, bro. They can do that. Of course they can.
What you've been able to
Nah, you're taking the piss, bro. You're coming to some H-Town shit, bro. The K-stand, the old, you know the man who don't even call it stretch again. K-stand, mate. K-stand.
They're going to finger on their ears to try to maintain pitch.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening. But this is part of the vibe, though, people. How are you not feeling at home? Welcome to the Trinity. We're locked in, man. This has been a crazy week. When we started this week, when you get to a Monday and you think, wonder what this week's going to bring. None of us thought this would happen by Friday. None of us. I don't care who you are. No one thought Eric Ten Hag would get sacked this week.
I'm so glad that you said that and we're here because there's so much, bro. Guys, we have to say big up to Ineos, big up to structure because structure prevailed, bro. I'm telling you, Ineos ruined the media rollout. Do you know the media is going to probably have a great 2.5 weeks, maybe a month of it could be him. It could be him. I was even looking for, even as a YouTuber, I was looking forward to, it could be that guy. You do the tactical breakdown of that guy. Is it Tuchel? Is it all these different thingies? And they said, after day one, all those shows that you're going to do are not happening. All those shows that you're going to do, they said, nope. Nope. It's finished so quickly. I've never seen the way they killed the joy of it, was absolutely crazy. Think about all the things. Look at the morning shows that we could have got into where he's like, this manager, what he could bring, this guy. When they said Nagelsmann, I was like, oh man, imagine Nagelsmann. Can they get him out of all the kind of conversations?
And a light Ollie back, maybe he
they tried
that one. Tried a quick engagement farm. But then also what they shut down, the whole there's serious talks going on. They might sack him here. There's big talks going on. Will they, won't they? They might pull the plug. We had the light. I think it was Mike Keegan or was it Chris Wheeler from the Mail? I think he did a light. They're reigniting talks with Xavi. Then 10 days before they did a little might be trying to talk to him or whatever. Yeah. But we all saw it and went.
I got to give you some more there. I got to give you some more there because even the night before, remember when we could have done that whole Xavi's son was wearing the Man United kit? The stupid stuff that happens in Windows, And then they got one article. There was that one article when they said, and it didn't even last long, the players do like working under Rude. So they didn't even let us do the whole Rude interim.
Players are scumbags, they've down tools. These players, nothing.
Because let's be honest here as well with it too, is this happened, really in a day. I know it's Friday now, but literally it was, like you said, we didn't realize that Ten Hag was going to get sacked. I think inevitably we were going there, but not on Monday. I don't think anyone thought. And even you can tell by that in that press conference, the one after West Ham. He's talking about Luke Shaw suffered a bit of a setback. We'll see when he comes back. I'm thinking you're never going to see him.
Idea.
You know what I mean? So he didn't probably realize. And then Monday, the best one. Shout out Kane from United District. He put this out on Twitter, and it's so true. If you looked at Ornstein's feed on Monday, it said Man United sack Erik Ten Hag, one tweet. His next tweet was Man United talking to Ruben Amorim. Like, that was the only two things he posted that day. You know, that's in the space of a few hours. And let's be honest, the moment that Ornstein said they're talking to Amorim, everyone went, well, it's done then. It's done. Took a while to get there, you know, dot the I's, cross T's, but it was done.
It was done.
It was done. So KG's right. Like, we didn't have the long drawn out. We didn't have the speculation. We didn't have and there's a game in between that. We played a game and we won. You know, that's all going on. And and here we are. And now, like KG says, the structure we spoke about earlier on Flex is perfectly, the pieces of the puzzle are put together. There's a graphic going around, the org chart from Sky of, like, you know, Omar Barada, Dan Ashworth, Jason Wilcox, Ruben Amorim, you know, assistants and stuff like that. Above them, it's
it shows you like who's who, the hierarchy.
Got your little org chart, what you get when you first go into a business, and you go, who's who? And you see all that kind of thing. That's all there. And not a manager, it's a head coach. So now it's a case of, right, all the pieces are in place. Not to say that it's immediately plug and play. You put it in and it just works. It might not immediately. But there's some excitement, there's some optimism.
I've got some pushback for you guys though, because I watched the morning show, and then you lot were saying you're talking about lazy takes. And then I thought about my thumbnail, and I thought about my take, and I thought you lot not really
lazy takes about what?
Lazy takes.
Is this the thing I was pushing back to you the other day? Me and Katie had this argument during the game on Wednesday, right?
What lazy takes?
Basically, Katie was doing the whole, these players are criminal. These players are criminal. These guys are snakes. They're criminal. Look at, you know, he's half in the shot like this. These players they're criminals. These players are just total
you get me sick, no, man. Come into the shop more, bro.
That's what he was doing. Well, sorry. These players are criminals, though. They're criminals.
Nah, you not being in the screens in the box is crazy. And I was cussing. Nah.
Yeah, I was saying that I was talking about criminality. These players are out of order. They're out of order. All right. So he's doing that.
Yeah.
And my thing was like, nah, KG, it's not about that. You know, it's
that
not
one
about,
weren't that.
Look at the goals, KG. It was the C team. It was the C team of Leicester. Four out of the 5 goals had an element of luck or mistake involved. And Rude himself goes out there in the press conference the next day and went, my team talk was just about, like, this is Old Trafford. This is what it's like to play here, make the crowd happy. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer settings of interim. You know, it's the Ole School of thought.
No.
What have we missed? I don't understand what's going on here.
You lot are missing a lot here. Even the fact, you know, after a game when the manager's been sacked, there's got to be that feeling of, like, it was on us. You know, Bruno's done it. Like, it's not him, it's us. You know, like the pleading with the fans, like, we're responsible for this. And
but how are they supposed to do that?
No, but I'm saying, well, Bruno proved it. There was a feeling of we've let someone down. I don't feel like these guys give a heck that he's gone. Down to there's a couple of people that have tweeted to say, you know, thanks, boss. But then the people that haven't, is a bit of a moment. The fact that Diogo Dalot's already done the Sky interview talking about Amorim's a good appointment, is a perfect match for a club like this. I'm like,
he was asked. That's how quickly things happen, KG. You can't say 1 minute ago. They've moved so quickly.
Man. Like, I still hold on.
Just for you, my opinion. I just wanted to give my opinion, guys. I wondered, this is a safe space on the Trinity for me to give my opinion. Is it okay? Can I say this?
Yeah.
But your criticism of us is that we had not considered the facts, and I'm pushing back on that, saying I don't think you've considered the facts. Like the Dalot thing then, when he's asked, probably filmed yesterday, by the way, it's coming out today, because that was media day, and he's asked about Amorim, which has been announced less than 24 hours later. Why would he start talking about Erik Ten Hag? When I bring up Erik Ten Hag's name now, immediate pushback is, he's gone. Why are you still so bitter and salty and all that kind of stuff? I'm like, the salt's coming from you guys. The fact that I can't say his name 3 times, apparently he's going to appear in the mirror like Beetlejuice. Like, it's mad.
All right, no, hear me out.
This one's crazy. I don't know where you're going with this one.
The only person that felt like a bit, like you could feel the sadness, you could feel something, was Ruud van Nistelrooy. You know, Ruud, when I watched his presser, you could tell his relationship with Eric. You know, there's that. I just feel like we moved on. I feel like it was like this guy, it was because it's so quick, but I just felt like this guy just didn't exist and everyone's happy and on to the next. So, I know, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel. It's,
Yeah, because he didn't achieve great things. Like, you can't.
So KG,
Bro, he's not going to get the Klopp send off.
I know.
Wait a minute, KG. Wait a minute.
No, wait a minute. Wait.
You are praising Ineos for moving quickly. Siren's in the chat because this is the real criminality. Okay,
Yeah,
right?
you're
praising Ineos for moving on quickly, saying, "Look how fast they've moved," and now you're criticizing the players, going, "Look how fast they've moved."
No, but then you like two things could be true at once, right? In this moment, right? I just think
that's the opposite thing.
I think the players did not like the manager as much. I don't think the players look like they got a brand new lease of life and they're happy. Like when did
they have the brand new lease of life?
That's the vibe. That's the vibe. I'm just saying on vibes. That's just the feeling I get. Now, when Rio comes out and says things like, he's a better communicator, I can get his point across, and Rio's recent thing, it says it next to Ten Hag, that is the opposite of that. That is a bit brash, a bit hasn't got the way the man management. I feel like there must have been a man management breakdown with Ten Hag and some of these players. And this is what I'm saying. Now, happy. I get a vibe that these lot are more happy that he's gone. Performance in the other game.
But that's fine.
Of happiness. Really.
What's wrong with that? I'm saying everything you just said there about noticing that actually in hindsight that wasn't a happy dressing room. A lot of those players probably wasn't happy with him. Yes, absolutely. And I don't just mean the bait ones. I don't mean like obviously the Sancho thing happened or obviously the Ronaldo thing happened. Like no stuff in there where players have gone and you know what? Yeah, and when you speak to, do you know what? I'll hold my hands up actually as well. When I was speaking to Anton about this, and Rio did as well. When you speak to ex-players, we're fans, so we're like, nah, man, whatever, we need to do this. But when they try to sit you down and talk to you, like as a fan, sometimes you just can't really hear it. I'll be honest, I'm a bit like that sometimes. So especially with the Sancho thing. And I'm not saying that, again, I don't back Eric, now he's gone. I'm not doing revisionism. But he's just trying to say, whether you think as a fan things are right or wrong, the players inside the thing, when they see certain things, how you deal with things or how you go about, how you talk, your charisma, how you come across, they do make their minds up on you. It's like any workplace. It's like working in an office. If the manager is a bit different or whatever, the workforce goes, yeah, man, he talks a bit thing, or it's just what happens, yeah? So I don't disagree with you with that, but I think in that Leicester game, I literally saw the opposite of like new lease of life. They're up for it. They're running around more. And you know what? It's funny you say that, KG, because what did I say to you, Owen, on the morning after? I literally said, can I ask a question quickly? I said, I want to know how it felt on TV, and I want to know what you lot in the comments are saying, because I was in there and I went, I thought like, because it's rude, like it'll be all mad. They'll be running around everywhere. All I saw were goals that, apart from the Casemiro top bins, I saw goals that were fortunate. They did a job against Leicester's C team. And I felt like we would have won that game even with Eric there. I didn't see, like, the Chelsea one's a bit different. Like, if we do a number on Chelsea and run around crazy, it is momentum. It is because the pressure's off. Like, just because when something negative's been going on, and one man at the helm of it, and this is another guy, Scott Minto, I was talking to the other day. He used to play in Benfica, Chelsea, all of that. Yeah. He was like, I'm telling you, Flex, I can't explain it to you, right? But when that thing of negativity just goes, everyone just takes a breath. You don't even realize you're doing it. You run a little bit, you run a little bit further, you express yourself a bit more, you take a shot you maybe didn't take before, things start happening. But in that specific Leicester game, I didn't see that.
I could feel that though. That's the difference of saying, and that's
what were they doing? What was you seeing?
I disagree with that.
I feel like
we said that first 20 minutes, KG. I remember literally we both sat there first 20 minutes and went,
it was flat. It felt like Ten Hag, but I'm saying that there was in that game, the feeling that I just got from the players, was different. Like it's almost like they got their team. They got their team back. And one of the reasons why I want to say that is, it's not, De Gea is not really as cryptic as he wants to be. He might as well just tell us, I fucking hate that guy. De Gea should just go out and just go on, because you're just getting the whole vibe of everyone is this man. And when you do think what came out recently, heard them, they didn't like the way Ronaldo was treated. That's back up again. They thought Ronaldo's treatment was harsh. They already kind of told us what they felt about Sancho. And the De Gea thing was tense. No one really liked how De Gea was handled in this whole time. And they probably did have raised eyebrows thinking, you replaced De Gea with Onana, and Onana started terribly. This is
in the first season, 100%. Yeah.
This is your new guy. So you're looking at this manager saying, wait a minute. Is this guy for real? You've taken down one of the legends of football in terms of Ronaldo and stuff. So they're not happy. The fact that I don't think Rashford has come out and said anything about this manager.
No, but he's been miserable like with him and stuff like that.
That's telling though, because this manager's backed Rashford more than any other manager would have backed Rashford. This manager's shown nothing but chance after chance. When Rashford playing bad, played him through. When Rashford went to Belfast, said, you know what, back in the team, he's been punished.
So what are you saying? Do you think for someone like Rashford, just on that case, he should be putting a post out to be saying?
Rashford would have put a post out, but it's even more telling. The main guy that he backed, hasn't even given him anything really. He hasn't done nothing for him.
Just devil's advocate with this, Devil's advocate with that.
You got to go public with that.
Devil's advocate. Not to say that there's no point, but had he put out something that said, all the best, boss, or something like that, what do you think the reaction would have been?
It's good. It's good. It's one of those.
I disagree. No, I disagree. I think the reaction would have been, and I get your point, Cage. That's not to say don't do it. I mean, it's a post, right? He's posted for less.
Yeah,
I mean, he's posted for less. I think though this is when football fans need to kind of be cognizant that I know that football lives in its own reality and it's a bubble, but it is also partially the real world. We have all been in jobs or situations where we go like, you don't like your boss, you don't get on that much with your boss, and they leave, and you go, oh, fuck, thank God, or something like that. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you stop trying. And to be fair, I saw a lot of players, I don't think they did stop trying or whatever. Now, when it comes to working with a boss that you don't like, they always say, right, you don't have to be liked, you have to be respected. I suppose the problem then becomes, like you mentioned, KG, of if there are a couple of things that rub people the wrong way. Once results stop going around, that thing of when you don't like someone, quickly that turns into, well, I don't even believe in them anymore. I didn't like them, but I believed in them when first season we were winning a trophy, finished third. Last season, look, I really didn't like him at some points, but we won that FA Cup. So I thought, you know what, actually, yeah, maybe he is right. I still believe in him. Once you start like losing games or you haven't won in a year in Europe, the same things we, I think, as fans talk about going, okay, we're not playing very good, are we? And then once you don't like someone, it becomes so much quicker to not believe in them anymore, isn't it? Like that threshold is so much lower. And I'm sure, like with anyone, like you said, when Ollie left, I'm sure there were people that were really disappointed that Ollie left and sad that he left. Same with Eric. I'm sure there are a lot of people there that are upset. Ruud van Nistelrooy, when he's in his press conference being upset, I think is also, one, because Eric brought him back to the club, and two, because he probably knows he's going to be out of a job pretty soon, and he's only just got there.
And he's passionate about Man United.
Exactly.
Like, that's the motive. Like he's been at this club and won stuff. Like he's a certified legend. No one in our team is on his level. Like what he's done at this club. Yeah. So Ruud talking emotively about the guy who brought him here in Eric, working alongside him, Dutch compatriot. Of course, when he speaks, you're gonna feel that empathy. But the players, like, it is an observation, fair enough, but it is normal routine of like.
It's just a vibe that I'm just purely on a vibe. Like I just get this vibe that everyone is way happier than we imagine about this change. Like, and I think it's something maybe because think about the stuff, the high profile breakdowns that he had. I don't know if them were even happy about the whole Casemiro treatment, really.
Yeah, exactly. But then guess what though? But then it's all right to say though, if you ain't good at your job, i.e. you get them type of results, players ain't going to like you, mate.
But and also, by the way, with the Jadon Sancho one, in fairness,
he did rubbish.
It was like put out there that there were several people in the squad that did back Eric Ten Hag for the way they handled it, with the allegations of Sancho being late or unprofessionalism, and people like, see, you can't show up like that. And I'm sure, look, when you cast your mind back to the Ronaldo stuff.
Those are ex-players. They weren't like...
No. There were people in the squad. There were people in the squad that were like, because again, if you've got someone allegedly showing up late or whatever and then not being punished, you're going to be pissed off. And they're going to be like, yeah, you should be punished. Or, do you remember at the time with the, when all that Ronaldo stuff was happening, when Ten Hag first came in, I remember something, I think it was from Simon Stone, was saying about how the players didn't like that he wasn't on pre-season and he was being linked to Chelsea and stuff like that at the time, and they backed Ten Hag for the way that happened. Or, when he walked down the touchline, that's not acceptable, and left early. Like, he did get back for that. So but people don't want to hear this, do they? People want it to be a good guy, a bad guy. That's it. They want it to be, and then like a lot of those things, it is in the middle. The biggest thing I think would have been just that we were not getting results. That breeds toxicity, not only in the fan base, in the playing group. As far as now moving forward, did we play a bit better? The only reason I use that thing of laziness is that it just, for me, absolves Erik Ten Hag of any blame for what's been going on. Because, like you mentioned, we won on Wednesday, we scored on Wednesday, and they're like, oh, right, players are snakes, they can score now. But by that logic, then, if we lose to Chelsea at the weekend, the players were shitsy. It wasn't his fault. If we win, the players are snakes. They threw Eric under the bus, so it wasn't his fault. Whereas,
but
eventually,
I think you're right.
Eventually, Eric lost his job because he didn't get results where it mattered in the league. That's the critical part of it, and he has an element of blame to that and accountability because he was the manager. The players absolutely do. But also the narrative of it's the same players that have cost another manager his job is just not accurate because the majority of that squad is
some
Erik
people
Ten
keep
Hag's
saying,
squad.
and I'd hate that one because some people are like, oh, Flex, get your head out the sand. You know, Lindelof's still there, Dalot, Shaw, Rashford, Bruno, same core. Yeah, but guess what? They don't all play. Luke Shaw ain't been here for about a year. Bruno
doesn't play.
Bruno, he made captain. He made him captain. So let's not act like Bruno's been forced upon him, and he made him captain. He took that captaincy off Harry Maguire and gave it to Bruno. Rashford, he got his best season out of him we've ever seen. 30 goals and a new deal. So let's not do the thing of like it's all these guys. It's the same people. What about the 600 million spent on people who weren't here before then? Where is it? Has it just evaporated? Because there's more people. There's more people that are new and not part of what happened before than are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, look at that. Look at that starting 11 against West Ham that started. Onana, it's his signing. Mazraoui, his signing. Martinez, his signing. De Ligt, his signing. Dalot, I think he's got a new contract whilst Ten Hag's been there. Eriksen's his signing. Casemiro's his signing. Garnacho, he brought him through, gave him his debut. Bruno Fernandes, new contract, give him the captaincy. Marcus Rashford, new contract. Højlund, his signing. As much as people can dispute it or say players thrown under the bus, blah, 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 that was Erik Ten Hag's
the manager just wasn't good enough. Stop looking for the same thing of like, that's why even GOAT Roy Keane, because people kept going back to 5 years ago, he said this, Leopards won't change their spots, these players will throw you under the bus. It ain't them players no more. Like there's a few of them still in there, so you could say, oh, they infiltrate the whole thing and they brought it all down. No, that's bollocks. If someone gets to spend £600, 600 million, yeah, but it looks like it's spent £600. If someone gets to spend 600 million, yeah, plus put their mark on things and undo things, you're the manager. If you don't trust Rashford, don't play him.
I bet McTominay's glad he's left, by the way, because he's like, it's not my fault. He
would have been in this as well.
It's one of the other ones.
Because they would have said that. They would have said that.
Yeah, David De Gea, Pogba, Lingard, Mata, Matic.
It's new ones that don't play. It's new ones that don't play.
Like, you can't just say, oh, this is the players are just snakes. Like, yes, of course the players, right? Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of games where they just haven't performed. But a lot of the times, this has felt different to like Downing Tools under Ollie and Downing Tools under Joe.
It wasn't a Downing Tools.
Most of the things we saw were tactically getting ripped apart. Like there's another thing I don't know if you saw early on. You wouldn't have actually. He's driving, but we put up the thing like a stat. Have you still got it, Owen?
Yeah, I did.
Good to show KG actually the context of what we're saying. They put up this diagram basically of like Man United's midfield and the tackles of where basically our tackles happen, and they're saying that it's a donut. Basically, we've got nothing in the middle. So if you look at this, yeah, this is where all of our tackles came from against Spurs when we lost against them at their place. It's a bit wrong, yeah.
This is where our tackles are.
But look in the middle of the park.
In the middle.
Nobody.
That was us all season.
Yeah.
Right. So you've looked at that for 4 seconds and you've gone, oh yeah, I saw that in all the performances. We had no midfield. Everyone ran through.
Performance.
Do you see what I'm saying? So when you're trying to say, oh, the players, no, tactically, we were fundamentally set up wrong so many times. And that's on the manager. And not only is it just on the manager, it's after he's had time to spend a lot of money and take players out and dash out the ones you don't want and this, that, and the other.
We knew that we had a midfield issue. Anyway, I don't. Let's move forward.
We're dwelling.
We're getting back to the past, sorry, man. Now we got Amorim in. Yeah. There's
also it's Amorim. It's Amorim.
Amorim. Okay.
With
So now
Amorim, actually, KG, I'll ask you this question. I'll ask you this question about Amorim, yeah? Because I've got the other thing that we put up on the screen earlier on. Utilizing this shape, this is like average positions in Amorim's system. Who do you think plays where for Manchester United, right? Under their system. This is average position in a game, a month or so ago. It's the 3-4-3, or really it's that kind of, what is it? 3-4, 3-2-2-1. Is that what we're kind of calling it? Something like that. Who do you think plays where?
I've got Leacher in the middle in the 26th position. I've got De Ligt and Euro either side of them, just because I think they've got a bit of pace, and he likes that he likes the defense to step into midfield, and Leacher can do that. He's comfortable in the ball. Then I got Ugarte right in the 42 position. Yeah. The number 5 this is where it's interesting, because it could be a Casemiro Kobe type vibe. It's one of the two of them. I think at the moment that was really be Casemiro, and then it gets interesting, right? Because you've got in the 11 position. That's for me is like a Mazraoui, or like
as it stands, it's going to have to be.
Shaw. I don't think Shaw's ever going to play for us. Cool. Just don't see him playing for us again. And then in this 21 position, I would say this is the thing, because everyone talks about reviving Anthony, and I think Anthony should be. If I'm Anthony, I am looking at that position, but it's not going to be him first. It's really Dalot, really. But
and Dalot recently, by the way, has been horrid.
Yeah.
If I'm Anthony, I have got my eye on that. I have to. If I want a future at Man United, I have to look at that sincerely and think, here's my chance. Now, this is where we have a bit of an issue, because there's some people that are really left out in this one. In that 20 and 17, Bruno plays in this team somewhere. So you have to give a position to Bruno, and I think it's the 17 right there that Bruno sits in.
Yeah.
But then now, Xerxes doesn't play in this team, by the way.
No.
Xerxes doesn't play in this team. I don't know where Xerxes plays. People will say so in the agenda. I've listened to every breakdown video of this manager. He wants players to run in behind and be combative and battle and stuff. That doesn't sound like the player that we bought, personally. I will see, but I just don't see it. Now, it's the Rashford thing here. It's Garnacho or Rashford. Garnacho's gonna, because there's a lot of people that can sacrifice in terms of Ahmad's not safe, Garnacho's not safe, but you imagine he's gonna play Garnacho because he lacks a tricky wide player in that 20 position, apparently. Who else is there? It's Garnacho, Rashford, and
Garnacho, Rashford, Ahmad.
I don't even know what Mount. I didn't even thought about Mount, bro. Imagine
Mount is like, obviously, because, even on a normal 4-2-3-1 day, we're going, where the hell does Mount go? He can only really play if Bruno don't play. As simple as that.
Yeah.
He playing that number 17 or the number 20.
Then my striker is Rasmus. Until the other kid from Coventry, who
until he gets it, until we get Gyökeres.
Well, you never know. As in, he's not gonna. He wanted to. Apparently, the news is he wanted to leave last season. He had offers, and he stayed because of the manager. I can't imagine he'd want to stay in this same position. He can go to a lot of clubs.
I ain't gonna lie. I've done a real KG with that kid, with that guy. He's not really.
Oh yeah, is that when you messaged me?
Yeah, brother. He's good, man. He's serious.
Yeah.
No, I did the proper. I was like, I know we can't do the Eric thing and just go back and get all his man then, but surely we can try and get him. Just one. He's good.
Don't you think he can turn Rasmus into a star, though? I feel like he can.
Well, I was watching some of the videos.
I feel he can make Rasmus, especially if we could. The thing is, we never play. We don't play for Rasmus. We don't play to say Rasmus, take shots. Now, there's a lot of the team play quite centrally and use the wide players as decoys and stuff like that. But then they want to play through the middle. We don't do that at this club.
No, we don't. It'd be something like we haven't seen
at this club at all. So, and the goals that I've seen Rasmus score are literally him in front of goal, taking something, making a chance out of nothing.
Yeah. Like shift, bang, you know what I mean? Bang. Clean through, finish, you know what I mean? Right place, right time. Yeah. There
you go. So then when I think of that, I'm like, Rasmus could be his special player. If he's able to get that out of the Coventry player,
he could turn him to the Gyökeres.
He could turn him into that. I don't want to say Gyökeres because I know people like KG, like you're moving crazy, but I feel that Rasmus he fits the profile. He's fast. He has an eye for goal. He's aggressive. Yes, he's getting into more fights than he needs to, but if we're in possession and we're playing into him, why not?
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Rashford in the middle.
In trouble.
In that system.
Not a true striker.
Okay.
No, Rashford, we give up on that. Rashford,
it was funny what KG's saying there.
This support, no?
No, he's not a 9. Rashford, you seen, look at the shots that look at the shots that he takes. Rashford is not composed. Rashford sometimes like, why have you hit it so hard? Like, what? Are you all right, Rashford?
Well, he sulks sometimes when he plays at front as well. He gets asked to play at front. You can tell in his body language he's not really feeling it. But KG's right when it comes to Højlund, because in the videos that I was watching too, we probably ended up watching the same ones actually. They were saying that he likes the strikers to be willing to run in behind, be willing to run into the channel, and not actually be this sort of hold up, wrestle with the centre backs. And you'd go, well, if you were actually saying to Højlund, you'd be saying, yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. And even Højlund came out himself recently and said, oh, I'm trying to sort of wrestle less, or I was trying to let a rest, not as get touch tight with the centre backs. So if that is the case, that works for him. I think, to be honest, the biggest thing when you switch to a back three and you've got wing backs with any coach is always just, okay, well, then what happens to your wingers? What's going to happen to them? Because that's where your width comes from, is your wing backs. And now people are kind of reevaluating the wide players we've got and trying to put them into different categories now. We're going, all right, could they be a winger that goes into a wing back category? Could they be a winger that goes into like a number 10 category? Or is that a winger that could end up being like a striker category? Or is that a winger that just doesn't fit and we've got to kind of get rid? So I think all of them, that's the biggest point I think everyone's trying to figure out at the moment, is those wide players, where do they go? Because it looks like certainly Amorim's not going to compromise his shape for them. No. He's not going to switch to another formation. He's not going to go to 4-2-3-1 or what have you. That's going to be the shape. And it's just going to be a
4-3-3 before, though. I'm hearing he's played a 4-3-3, but then I don't know how consistently he's played in that shape.
I'd be so surprised.
No, that's what's really funny about this, though, because rightly so, obviously, we've heard that. Well, we know what formation he plays, and we've also seen stuff that's saying he ain't going to compromise on that. How mad would it be? We've worked out all this wing back thing, it's 3 set, and he just goes, like KG says there, 4-3-3, mate. I've got to settle in. I'm not going to just change it mad straight away. I don't think he's going to do it.
4-2-3-1.
4-3-3, or even that 4-2-3-1, same thing. But it's good though. It works, and we start winning again. But I don't care. I don't care what he plays.
No, but then this is why I wanted Tuchel. Purely for the matter of, I knew he done he does 3 at the back, right?
No, he does. But he does. No, that was a big misconception for him, because at Bayern he did a back 4. At Chelsea he did a back 4. He does both.
Where did the back thing come from? Because I thought
he has played it. Because he has played it. He did it at Dortmund. He did it at PSG. Did it a few times at Chelsea as well. But he's a lot more tactically flexible, I think, than people kind of give him credit for.
Cool.
Whereas Amorim, certainly in his success, bear in mind he's not been a manager for ages. His success has been with that back three. And even to be fair, we kind of spoke about this earlier on, like the intricacies of what that back three looks like. Even that's really, really interesting. He likes this centre back to kind of press forward and carry the ball out. He does play a high line. So then you talk about our defenders going, okay, are they actually quick enough to be super high? Or because it's just a case of a bit like Ajax when they were in the Eredivisie under Eric, because they're one of the stronger teams in the league, teams give them more respect. You can play a high line, or you can play out from the back. You're going to get no pressure.
At Manchester
United, you won't get that, because Premier League teams don't give a shit. Unless you're Man City, they'll go, right, well, there's no point trying to press them.
Play our game.
It's going to happen. But with us, it's a bit different.
Yeah, I agree. That is massive. And that is, although like I've been excited, when on our Flex and KG show last week, bro, when I was like, see, like I want to just see him get here, and just like, I'm excited, but like, I'm not trying to do the whole, we've got a real guy now, 3-4-3, everyone watch out. Because like, that is so true, yeah? You cannot take away what he's done at Sporting to make them the best team in Portugal, right? No problem with that. And that counts. Like, that counts now. The first title in 17 years or whatever it was, 19 years, is like, I mean, that's crazy, bro. It's a big achievement. And, they knocked Arsenal out over 2 legs a couple of seasons ago. Like, you know what I mean? That's something, right? And that's Arteta in his building phase, and Arsenal are looking all right. You know what I mean? So he's got pedigree, and he's talked about a lot and revered, very, very, held very highly. But this Premier League, bro, like anything that you've done at other clubs in different countries doesn't stand for nothing. But especially if it's like you haven't been at the summit of football, so it's like you've won the Champions League with X, or You know what I mean? You dusted down.
I don't think.
Big.
I think you're being too general, bro.
Yeah,
Forget
yeah,
Premier League.
I was going to say
You need to talk about this man.
That's what I was gonna get.
Manchester United.
That's what I was gonna
get. United as a.
It's a different thing. You're not inheriting that. What you're inheriting are some good players. Some players as a manager where you can go, I'm happy to work with Bruno. He's a flipping good player. I got this Garnacho kid. That's exciting. This Kobe Mainu kid. They've given me him. They've just signed Chido Abu, whatever. Like, that's fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Rashford. I know, like, we're not happy with him right now, but there's a lot of teams, a lot of fans that would go.
Right. I think he's all right.
And there's a lot
Lenny Yoro. He'll belong.
Lenny Yoro.
Lenny Yoro. He's one of the sought-after defenders.
Like, this is something like De Ligt is an accomplished, solid defender. So there's stuff that he's walking into like that.
I think he's inheriting a better team, by the way, than Ten Hag walked into. I think he's inheriting a better team than what Ten Hag got. Honestly, you asked me a question before.
Because you're saying you got Sancho, Varane,
you got Euro,
Ronaldo.
No, because those weren't like the Sancho was not going to be good.
He had a chance to change.
It wasn't good. Like I think the players that he's getting, like inheriting a Ugarte, Casemiro, like these players that still can run about and still do a bit. Then you got a Euro, you got a Licha in there. I think Garnacho, Kobe, those players were free. Those two players were in the they went to the Ballon d'Or awards. Like they were in the 2 and 3 in terms of the youth. We didn't have that.
3 and 6.
3 and 6. That's impressive. Like just having that as a core is, and then you got Garnacho that's on 10 goals and assists in all competitions. But
what did Eric have? He had.
It's difficult to say though, isn't it? Because Eric came in and then he had a transfer window immediately, which kind of changes. So when we're talking about inherited, are we talking about the squad that he started the season with, or are we talking about the team that he inherited? Because
I'm saying
he never really played with that group, did he?
No, I'm saying the team that Eric inherited is different because obviously he went into the market and bought stuff. But I'm saying what he naturally came in and inherited.
But he didn't play with that, did he?
But he had to build from somewhere. This guy,
because as he mentions, the team that he inherited technically would then include the likes of Pogba, Lingard, who all went that summer. Like that technically inherited them. They were under contract when he came in.
I will see the players.
That's when I say like when we do the inherited stuff, we got to be careful with the dates, don't we?
I mean the players that were there when he gets there to train. When he got there to say, "Hey guys, this is what we're gonna do. This is the system I need you in." That's what I mean. Whoever went on tour with him.
But that's what I'm saying. He never used some of those players, though, did he? Because some of them got sold and some of them ended up going on a free. And then he brought players in. So his first official game, he had signings.
You're saying, bro, he had. But that's like saying he couldn't get a tune out of Rashford, Martial, Sancho, Ronaldo. That's what the team was. That was the front line. Ahmad was he on loan then?
He's not here. Wasn't it?
He was. Yeah,
sent him on loan. We let him play that first game, and that's our first. That was my first.
Like you see them. You see those just man I just said there. Them senior man right there. Actually, Garnacho came on the first
and he had when if you want, however we want to count it, if we're counting inheriting Licha because he brought him in or whatever, like he had a settled back four. That first season, his back four was settled, wasn't it? It was Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Dalot / Wan-Bissaka, but Dalot for half, Wan-Bissaka for the other. But it was settled. It was a very settled back four, and David De Gea, who was still getting player of the season for us at the time.
You got Ed Eriksson, Casemiro, Bruno.
It's an interesting one. Who inherited the best?
You know what I'm saying?
But this is what I'm saying about the inherited bit, because it's like it's a really murky ground.
You can build it up that Eric inherited a shit side, but he didn't.
Yeah, but he didn't because also his first game. But his first game, look, he didn't have a striker.
No, but Eric inherited nonsense. Eric walked into a swamp, bro. Ragnick was out here saying open heart.
So is Amorim.
So Amorim
walking into. He's 14th, bro. It's worse.
No, I'm saying I think we can be better than this. What this 14th thing is
on it crazy. Like,
Man United shouldn't be 14th though. Like I don't think this is a 14th squad. Like I have said before, like we're no better than Brentford and stuff at times in the seasons. But then
Burnley.
But then there's no reason. Like even if we're supposed to be 7th, 6th, we shouldn't be 14th. Like
because Eric's not good. That's just because he's done a rubbish job.
I think the fairest way to do it is on their first game. So the first game for Eric was Brighton, right?
Yeah,
that
was
the squad at the time. That's what Eric had.
Fine.
And in fairness, we did sign players after that, didn't we? Because we then signed
Casemiro,
Anthony and Casemiro. But let's say that's his squad that he inherited for his first game. That's the squad he had versus the squad that Ruben Amorim's going to have for his first game, which is Ipswich at the end of November.
That's a good question.
That's the way. That's the fairest way to do it.
That's the fairest way to do it. Because and then I just listen, Amorim, please. I want us to be singing your praises in 18 months' time.
And by the way, why does that even matter? Actually, thinking about it, why is it like the whole who inherited a better squad? Who gives a shit? We didn't work. I
know because it's part of it's going to be part of the football conversation. You know it will be. They always say it. They talk about what Arteta inherited and what did he make better. You know, because they're going to say how many months from now, who's he improved? What's he done? Like, it depends. And it only really matters when the guy's not doing well and you have to try and find an excuse.
I was thinking back, that thing about Eric, if he did inherit a worse squad, but we're 14th. Like, it doesn't really matter, does it?
He took that, whatever squad he inherited, and whatever he rebuilt it to, whatever he made, he took it to 14th. Mate.
And also, actually, if Amorim does come in, if Amorim comes in, and let's say the end of the season, we finish like top 4 and we win something, then I don't think that's going to reflect good on Eric Ten Hag. Surely that will reflect bad on him because they'd be like, why didn't you? Yeah. This is a top 4 squad. Why didn't you get more out of it?
You know what we've got to be careful of? When you say inheriting good squads, that's what you say to Arnie Slot. Yeah? You go, bloody hell, mate. I left you Salah, Van Dijk, Robertson, who's sitting down at the moment, but, you know, Alisson. Yeah, I'll give you Jota. Yeah, I give you Alexis McAllister. I give you Trent. Yeah, Cody Gakpo. I give you even Nunes. Yeah, even though he's a bit mad and you don't know what you're going to get. Yeah, I'm going to give you Gravenberch, who actually
and he's getting more out of players. He's getting more out of players. Like
I didn't really use Gravenberch.
Diaz, he has transformed Diaz as well.
I'm saying that's what you call leaving a good. Then if you want the little youths, I'll give you Conor Bradley. Yeah, don't worry. I'll give you a little light Curtis Jones if you want. Bro. Yeah, don't worry. That's Stefan Bajcetic's kid who looks all right. Send him on loan if you want. Don't need him right now. Good little kid. I'll give you Joao Quansah if you want. Yeah, I'll give you what you want.
Oh, Alisson will probably get injured a couple of times a year, but it's fine when he does. We've got a really good backup in Kelleher.
Yeah, Kelleher's really good. Yeah, what you want? Like that's what we're talking about inheriting. Yeah.
You know when you think about, you know when your family leaves you just debt. All they leave you is debt. You know they die. They're like, how much are they gonna get? And it's like, oh no, because you have to. Actually, you're right. Maybe the inheritance tax ain't, but I think inheriting a Kobe is incredible.
Oh, that's of course.
Inheriting a Kobe and a Garnacho, yes, please. Bruno, like playing Bruno the right way is a good player to have. Like, you're not going to convince me that that's not a good player. Leacher, I still back Leacher and believe in that player. De Ligt, there's some nice players in there, you know. Mazraoui is comfortable on the ball. That's not a bad player to walk into a dressing room and say, happy I've got that. You can play in a few positions. Let's go. Is there anyone else? I think Rasmus is going to be a good inheritance.
He honestly must be thrilled that he's walking into a team with Ugarte. This is a player that a couple of seasons ago, you know, it's just a case of when PSG come in, they'll give you a load of money. What's Sporting going to do, right? And he's like 2 years later, you go, I'm getting him again at United, so we're going to hopefully keep going up. Like, that fits perfectly into what he is,
especially in our area of the pitch that needed the biggest work. Yeah, in the summer we brought in centre halves, we brought in 2 good ones. The midfield has always been the one where we're like, we need to, and people started slagging off Ugarte like straight away, like, I don't know about this. Well, one guy is going to know how to play a 3-4-3, mate, with the demands of this manager. Is this guy? He's
do you know what's mad, by the way, as well? I was thinking this earlier on. Eric Ten Hag, signed Lenny Yoro. He never played for him.
Yeah,
do you know how mad that is?
Lenny Yoro must be thinking.
We don't know. Obviously, like the hope is Lenny Yoro is going to be this generational talent. And to KG's point, like you inherit that, you must be like, brilliant. And he might be like, when he comes back, let's say totally different, but we might be a way stronger side with the formation that he fits in. Yes. And that is one where Eric must look at it and go, for fuck's sake.
Didn't even get that.
Could have used that. Could have had that.
And if Eddie Howe Shaw stays fit for this manager and plays.
That's one where you can say, you criminal, you shit. If he has, because he did have it one time in Eric's first season, he was fit the whole time.
And he was Roberto Carlos. Did he do that under?
In the first season.
Because Malacia came in. And he got better. You know what I mean? Suddenly he was fit. Can you imagine Ten Hag now he's lost his job and then he's going, this guy went to the Euros and never came back.
Never came back, man. Because what happened with Malacia was remember, we lost the first 2 games. After we got slapped against Brentford, the game against Liverpool, Malacia started that one, then had a little run, probably up until we got slapped against Man City. When he
and then Shaw came in and he got really fit. He lost a load of weight. Remember that at first?
Yeah, man. Crazy.
He's something else, isn't he?
Crazy, brother.
I think Maguire might be okay in this little back three as well, you know.
He'll be fine in the back three. Yeah.
But
obviously he'll still have some bozo moments where he can't turn quickly or wet. But there's more protection.
Played there for England in the back three.
In back three, exactly. So and he's a ball player. So, like, I know people say the Harry Maguire shit or this, that, and the other, but one thing he is good at is like when he's got the space and time, like that big switch of play, that big diags and stuff, like that's going to be useful in this, especially if we're playing wing backs. So if you've got a left wing, say Harry Maguire's right centre back, you've got a wing back in Mazraoui or Dalot. They're way up there in a big crossfield. You know what I mean? That will help.
We can step forward, like we were talking about stepping out, playing from the back. He does step forward quite a bit. Like you said, it's just his thing is
the recovery,
ability to turn. You know, he can't do it.
But there you go. All right, peeps. Listen, episode 37 of the Trinity podcast. First one with our new head coach.
37 episodes, by the way, as well. Mental. Look at us. Yeah.
Flown by, mate. Flown by. Yeah. On our way 10,000 hours, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah, there you go. There you go.
37 hours. Less than.
Yeah. No, don't worry, man.
Long way.
Man. Just keep looking, man. Aim for the stars. Aim for the stars. Anyway, Simon's in the chat. Guys, smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. As you're watching this, maybe you might be watching it tomorrow or something, but, you know, as you're watching this, you know, bear in mind that Ruben Amorim as well said after the game for Sporting tonight, he's going to be speaking. So lock in. Let's see what he has to say.
I might have a cheeky eye on the Sporting game.
Yeah, why not?
And next Tuesday, it's Sporting versus Manchester City.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, KG, we might, I don't know what your schedule's saying. I don't know. People are calling for it. Well, first they were just being selfish and saying, Fleck, get on the plane and go to Sporting, go watch that game. Like, I'll just do that with loads of things like, sorry. But then I said, Flex and KG shows that day. Maybe we do a light Amorim. Watch Man City against
we could do it like a Trinity type thing or something, innit? Because why not?
All that, all of us.
The KO.
Maybe we just, maybe we do that. Maybe we get a little Flex and KG / Trinity watch along.
Because that's fun, the three of us, and we're not really, we got nothing to lose.
We're not invested.
We're not invested. It's like it doesn't matter if he wins. Wicked.
And the good thing, what we can do, guys, is obviously our show would have been an hour. If they get absolutely shat on by City, and it's like 3-0. Just go right. Well, we've done an hour. It's already 3-1 to City. We'll see here. Just
adding that to our 10,000 hours. Lovely.
Yeah. I think that could be the move still.
He's winning and we're getting gassed and we love the football and Gyökeres is doing a madness and we see Amorim running up and down the touchline in Jordan 1.
Guys are settled. We're doing it. Tuesday is a show. It's like a Trinity, but then we will leave if we need to. Especially
exactly. Like if in the first 8 minutes it's like 3-0 or something to thing, like we just turn it off. It'd be fun. I just basically lose faith in our.
I love that. Just say it in the stream. Okay. But then you know it's going to be. Do you know what's going to happen after that? See, they're giving up on this new manager already. Ain't even because they want to look.
It'll go 3-0. We'll just fade to black like this. Just like that.
I would go. I'm not judging him till he gets here anyway.
Is that clear, man?
These ain't his players.
Distracted.
He ain't got his players yet.
Yeah.
So
just kind of watch along. We have to be funny with it so they know where. Like we have to.
We will. Oh, no, 100%.
Give ourselves a get out of jail free card. Is what we need.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Yep, guys, smash a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you subscribe to KG That Comedian and OWEN Wrestle News 365555555. We're out of here, guys. Take care. Peace.